You gotta understand, and Patrice is the best. Patrice was the only dude in New York that gave me advice that made me become, I think, the comic that I am today. Chris Rock, he never gave me advice. Dave Chappelle, shook his hand, all that, it was cool. But when I first moved to New York, Pete, when I first moved to New York, within the first 2 weeks of moving to New York City, I'll never forget this, there was a club on 14th and 9th Avenue called Comics. And Cypher Sounds used to be on Hot 97, and he used to do a Don't Get Gas comedy show. When I mean this thing was lit, because this was Cypher was like really, really in his hip. This is when he was still a DJ. So everybody was there. The Locks was there. And the 106 and Park mofos was there. Girls spread all about. BT execs, A&Rs, all this. Just Def Jam. It was a crowd of crowds. And when I say it was rowdy, it was unlawfully rowdy. Rob Stapleton was there was so many comics there. You got your Franz Cassius, and then I can't even name all the killers that was there other than whatever. But story is, it was a rowdy crowd. I'm sitting backstage. Patrice O'Neal walks in with an oversized Pelly jacket. Big dude, just big fat dude, comes in, says a joke, has the whole room of comics just going up. And I was like, this the dude I saw from that comedy half hour who did the commemorative box of Rice Krispies joke. And I'm like, this the dude I saw before I even moved out here. That's Patrice. So Patrice sitting down being Patrice. I was afraid to say anything because I knew he was a bully. He had a reputation of being a bully, right? So rowdy ass crowd. It's Patrice's turn to go up. Syph says, hey man, you're going up. And Patrice kind of looks at Syph like, I'm going up. How they? Are they kind of loud and rowdy? So that's what he did. He went, all right, I guess. So now, I go out to watch this because I'm like, I know this crowd, but I've seen this dude. Is he as good as he is on TV, right? So, rowdy crowd, they going nuts. DJ's playing music. Ladies and gentlemen, get off Patrice O'Neal. Patrice goes out, pulls up a bench, and just sits down. I'm floored. I'm what, 24, 25? Just watching Comedy Raw in New York for the first time, just being a new guy. So he went out there and just sat down. Now, I told you how rowdy the crowd was, right? He just sits down and just goes, pats the mic on his hand one time. And I'm watching like, what is he doing? Then, in the next 3 seconds, that rowdy-ass crowd comes down to a crowd. I'm talking about Locks. Sheik Luch was in there, the Silverback Gorilla. And I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at? So he proceeds to do jokes that was on his special Elephant in the Room before Elephant in the Room. So he's doing all that material. Absolutely crushing. Absolutely. Has people going nuts, to the fact that at the end of the show, standing ovation from this crazy-ass rowdy New York crowd. So I'm standing there in awe. So at the end of the show, we all hang out in the hallway. Of course, it's girls, it's let out. Patrice is standing over there, Syph's here, I'm here. Syph goes, hey Patrice, this is my young boy Derek from Philly. He came up to New York to try to get good at comedy. But he's living in Jersey City now. At the time, Patrice was living in Jersey City. So he looks at me, and I think I'm about to get snapped on, excuse me. And he goes, oh, you live in Jersey City? I'll give you a ride home. Wait, what? I'll give you a ride home. Wait, huh? Really? The dude, the nest, and then you give me a ride home? So he gives me a ride home. My boy Zoo-Man Miller from Atlanta was in the car, and we took Zoo-Man back to Newark. And as we was going back to Newark, Patrice just starts dropping all these philosophies on me about, being able to have a big enough heart to be in a relationship with two women. He was really trying to be on that polyamorous shit. It was so funny. So I'm just this young guy, bubbly kid from little South Jersey, Philly area doing jokes, and he's just trying to throw these philosophies at me about how his girl is mad at him because he feels as though he's in love enough with his girl, but he still has more love to give to another girl. So he's just trying to push this on me. And he goes, so what you think, little nigga? And I was like, I don't know if it's wrong. I don't know. I come from church. Church, what? He was like, you love your mom, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, you love your dad, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, don't you love them two niggas with the same heart? I was like, yeah. He was like, then why can't I love my bitch and another bitch at the same time? And he just kept going on and on with this. To the fact that it was the whole conversation to my ride back to my doorstep in Jersey City. So now I'm about to get out the car. But before I get out, I get up the gumption and just go, hey, Patrice, is there any advice you can give a young dude just trying to make it out here. Now, mind you, Patrice is supposed to be the bully, this dude that just rips up new comics and scares them. I wasn't scared. I just said, hey, man, I was ready to take whatever lashing he was going to give me. So he looks me dead in the face and goes, advice. Well, he's like, I'm old. He's like, I hate comedy. I'm almost done. I'm done. He's been saying that. I'm done. But this is y'all shit. This little Don't Get Gas comedy show, 14th and 9th Avenue, all these little clubs around. Y'all need to do this. Y'all need to get good. So I guess write prolific shit, get on stage, and get the fuck out of my car, dude. Like, what are you doing? So when he said that, I was like, yeah, you're right. So I got out of his car. Excuse me, I'm sweating these lights, fresh fire lights. But no, don't adjust them. Let me just. So when I got out, like I had an epiphany. Just write big shit, get on stage, keep it moving to get out. So when he said, and then he rolled his window down, he said, I'll see you around the block. He pulls his U-turn, and this big-ass Denali just goes up, JFK. And that was the first 2 weeks of me moving there. And I was like, I guess that's what it takes. Because arguably, he was the best. And the best just told me what to do. So I was like, yeah.
What was his main thing to talk about his philosophy at the time when he was trying to love two women? What was it? Did he have other main points?
Oh yeah, he always had main points. He had points about everything.
What was that about loving two women at the same time?
It was just, he felt like his whole thing was...
He was dead ass serious?
He was dead ass serious.
Okay.
So he was like, he said, I love my chick as much as I can, but I still feel like I have more love to give to somebody else. That's what made it hilarious. That's what made it hilarious. Because that's some cold shit to say, but you go, he had a way of going, that makes sense. I don't know how it does, but it does. And comedy, I've been in love with comedy because you can have a point so off the wall, taboo, left field. But if you know how to present it comedically, people go, oh, yeah. So you go, shit, this is a whimsical art, man.